What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sunday night hangout. And I know it's been a while. I had to take a little break as doing all the research and the rigors of research and working was taking a toll on me, so I had to take a little break. And so we're back again, so we'll continue the show here every Sunday night at 8 o'clock, 8:15, and we will kick it off and we will begin. All right, so before we get started, go ahead and plug in the podcast on Spotify. If you're not part of the Hangout gang on Spotify, then you need to be, what are you doing? You need to subscribe, and you need to go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on there. It is only $4.99. We have exclusive interviews. We have all the coins that I am into, all the coins that I am buying. We do deep dives and heavy research into these coins, so you don't have to, and you can make the best possible educated decision when it comes to which coin to buy and purchase. And for $4.99 a month, you can get that here on the Spotify network. All right. Now we also have the METASPOT podcast, which is also on Pandora, as well as Spotify. And the METASPOT podcast deals with nothing but the metaverse and NFT. So if you're into that, I highly suggest you check that out, as we do the same thing, interviews, and we cover the latest and up and coming and hottest NFTs during this bear market. All right, while the prices have dipped down. Okay. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the crypto bubbles. Okay. We have the crypto bubbles here, and this is what the markets are looking like. You have CHG, Chili's down 14%, Atom down 6%, NIR down 5%, SAND down 4%, IMX down a whopping 15%, QNT down 9.6%, Algorand is down 7%, LDO, Lido, down 7.6%, BTT down 1%. You have OKB, XRP down 1.9%, ADA down 4.5%, Flow down a whopping 13.9%. We have Inch, 1 inch, down 13%, Dogecoin down 10%. We have Hex down 5%, Kava down 5%, CRV down 6%, Theta coin down 6%, HT down 4%, Aave down 4%, Mena down 6%, Chainlink down 9%. Engine down 3.5%, Shiba Inu down 2%, ETH down 1.7%, Sol down 2.2%, and Uniswap down 5%. All right, now for the green bubbles, we have eGold with up 4.2%, GRT up 6%, MV up a whopping 11.5%, EOS up 7%, XMR up 5.6%, FTT up 9.1%. ApeCoin is up 8.6%, TON is up 10.2%, and XTX is up 20%, which is leading them all. All right, we have TWT up 8%, and Axie Infinity, which is AXS, up 15% as well, and XNX rounded it out at 8.2%. All right, so let's go ahead and look into the Bitcoin chart. As you can see, let's go ahead and pull the Bitcoin up. All right, this is the Bitcoin here, 4-hour chart. Go and look at it. Current price of Bitcoin is 16,938. And before we get into the 4-hour charts, go ahead and look into the daily. All right, as you can see on the daily chart, Bitcoin is in this big downward trend line, downward wedge, right? So you have a lot of room right here, have a little consolidation down in here, and this box right here indicates the range that Bitcoin is possibly going to do leading up into the new year. This is my opinion. It's not financial advice. This is not. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is an educated guess, as you can see. Bitcoin should be raising right here. You have the 21 SMA, which is the white line down here, which pulls, as you can see, fell down, pulled the price down, price action down as they crossed the 50 right here, which is the red line, right? And it is. You had a little bit of a run up, and then decided to consolidate. So I suspect it to chop in between this box for the next, this next week at least. At least this next week, I expect it to chop. But as you can see, it's in a large downward trend line right here, right? And you have the 200 SMA. At some point in time, this 200 is going to come down here, and it's going to hit that 200 and reject and fall over. If it does reject this 200 on the daily, I expect for it to roll over back down towards the 16,000 mark. 15,000 mark, down towards the 14,000 mark. All right, now let's look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, See here we have the 4-hour chart, and as you can see on the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin is ranging right here. Enlarge that there. As you can see right here, this is the large downward trend line right here that we have right here. And as you can see, Bitcoin is ranging down right in here. Okay, and as you can see how we came up with this right here. Actually, I need to make this a little bit smaller. Let me see here. Actually, no. We have that resistance that's right here, and we have that support right here. And as you can see, Bitcoin is ranging in between this prior resistance and support line back here on the, let's see what date this was, back here from November the 10th. Okay, so it's ranging up in here. As I said, this next week I can see it continue on possibly into the year. As you can see, the RSI is coming down. Bitcoin is being oversold right now. It is not quite below the 30, as we all know, as you pay attention to the videos that we produce on the daily technical analysis on Spotify. Then you know that every time that the RSI touches below the 30, that it tends to run back up, and you see price movement to the upside, right? MACD is looking all right. You don't have a lot of selling pressure, not a lot of buying pressure. It's almost equal, as you can see right here in the volume, and so therefore you get these results right here moving sideways, right? You have a little bit of a sell-off, just a little bit of sell pressure, and the price action reflects that. You have the 200 right here SMA, this yellow line right here came down right here, and the 21 SMA actually crossed the 200. But what you need to see is the rest of them pull up, which it did. So it would be interesting to see if it's going to come up here towards this resistance line right here, 17.5. If it does come to 17.5, it touched once, so it possibly going to touch again and then come back down towards the 17.01, back down towards the 16.900 range. So for all my day traders there, that could possibly be a trade for you guys to make some money on it. All right, so don't quote me on that. Something you might want to look into though. Okay, because you have one touch here, right, and you have it fall down. Now what you have here is you have a high right here. Get my pen. Where's my pen? Right, so you have a high right here, right, then you got another high, right. Then, unfortunately, you got a lower high, because you got a higher high, then you got a lower high, and price action rolling over, right? You did not want to see this. Now, what you need to see is a higher high up in here around this age, around this range right here, breaking this resistance line. That is what you want to see, okay? Now, let's see here. Let me do that. Okay, now let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. As you can see, the Bitcoin dominance chart is right right now you have a little bit of sell-off. You had a little bit of run-up. Now you're having a sell-off, right? And so you have the Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's see here, let's go ahead and chart this. As you can see, it's going down this little trend line as well, right? So yeah, actually broke that downward little trend right there. So in this right here is that support. So Bitcoin dominance, but as you can see, the money had flowed into Bitcoin, so the RSI is overbought. So I expect for the Bitcoin dominance, the money to flow out of Bitcoin here within the next couple of hours and into the altcoins. Right now, let's take a look at the altcoin chart. This is the altcoin chart. As you can see, it's going chopping sideways. You had to sell off because you had that little run up in Bitcoin that was reflected in the charts, and so you had that the money flew out of the altcoins into Bitcoin. Now there's something that is coming along this coming up soon in the next couple of days. The CPI notes, the CPI rates. Now we need to. There is an expected basis hike of 50 points. So If anything under 50 points, then it'll be good, and I should expect the markets to move and etc. Anything over 50, then I expect for everything, Bitcoin, stock markets, etc., to roll over. Right. Now, this is the S&P 500 E-mini futures. As well as you know, Bitcoin follows this, or has been in the past, and this can also give you a little cheat sheet. This is the 4-hour chart right here. As you can see, you had the sell-off, same thing in Bitcoin, came down here, touched the 21, and looks like to be selling off even more. Now, if it breaks down below this 200, then I expect for it to fall, and I expect Bitcoin to roll over. Okay, now if it continues to chop, I expect Bitcoin to chop as well. Let's look at the daily. Now, this is the daily right here. As you can see, the 200 right here is acting as resistance. Come up, hit it, went over a little bit, and immediately rolled over, right? Same thing. 200 is coming down. It's going to do the same thing. I expect Bitcoin to roll over. All right. So this is the daily. All right. So now let's get into some news, shall we? There's been a lot of news going on this past week, especially with the Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX fiasco. And all these hackings and etc. and everything. So we're going to kick it off first, starting off with Sam Bankman-Fried, and we'll go into the rest of it. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's go. First article up: Sam Bankman-Fried tries to destabilize crypto market to save FTX. Report says Tether executives and Binance CEO CZ Zhao worried that Sam Bankman-Fried, former FTX CEO, was attempting to destabilize the crypto market, aiming to save the now bankrupt exchange, according to reports on December the 9th. So this came out on December the 9th. It says messages seen by the Wall Street Journal of a signal group that chat named Exchange Coordination reveals an argument between CZ and SBF on November the 10th about Tether stablecoin USDT. According to the report, CZ and others in the group worried that trades made by Alameda Research were focusing on depegging the stablecoin, which would have a ripple effect on crypto prices. Binance CEO reportedly confronted Sam Bankman-Fried, and this is the tweet right here. It says, "Stop trying to depeg stablecoins and stop doing anything. Stop now. Don't cause more damage." SBF denied the claims in a statement to the Wall Street Journal. Members of the Signal Group include Kraken co-founder Jesse Powell, Paolo Ardiano, Chief Technology Officer of Tether, among others. The alleged argument happened a day after Binance announced that it wouldn't bail out its troubled competitor, FTX, citing reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations. On November 10th, Tether's Ardiano also said the company has no plans to invest or lend money to FTX or Alameda. As reported on Cointelegraph, new details about the failed agreement between Binance and FTX were revealed on December 9th. In a Twitter thread, CZ referred to Bankman-Fried as a fraudster, saying Binance exited its position at FTX in July 2021 after becoming increasingly uncomfortable with Alameda. Sam Bankman-Fried. SBF was unhinged at the exchange pullout, according to Binance's CEO. All right, and this is what kind of started the whole thing right there. Everybody started to pull their money out, and they were like, okay, and you had the domino effect. All right, and then later on, I'm going to have a video explaining exactly what happened and how he ran his little Ponzi scheme. Okay, so next up, we have Goldman Sachs is trying to make blockchain bonds happen. This week, David Solomon, chairman and CEO of investment bank Goldman Sachs, proved that he's stuck in the past with the Wall Street Journal opinion piece he penned, "Blockchain is much more than crypto." The article is published on the heels of Goldman Sachs saying he is planning to spend tens of millions on discounted crypto investments. So in the article, Solomon correctly points out that blockchain came in and disrupted heavily regulated industries like banks. And this was the whole entire problem why they wanted the regulations, and this is what Gary Gensler meant when he said that we have to level the playing field. Okay, it wasn't for you and me; it was for the banksters. This is that was his intention. It didn't even have anything to do with us, as it usually doesn't. Okay. Oddly, he goes on from there to claim that the deafening call for regulation means young blockchain organizations won't be able to keep up with regulatory requirements. And that is especially true of cryptocurrencies, but we shouldn't miss the forest for the trees. That is, we shouldn't recognize that blockchain can support responsible innovation across financial industry without cryptocurrencies. And see, this is the thing. They want the blockchain technology, but they don't want the cryptocurrencies because they want to be able to see what everybody's doing, but nobody see what they're doing. And that's a problem. Okay, that is why decentralized is so hated, because they don't want to be known, they don't want it to be found out, they don't want anybody to notice anything. It says, we've heard of that one before. I don't know about this Bitcoin thing, but there's surely some potential in the underlying blockchain technology. To defend his position, Solomon shared how Goldman Sachs used a private blockchain to arrange a €100 million 2-year digital bond for the European Investment Bank that was settled in 60 seconds instead of the usual 5 days. Praise be to its private blockchain. So this is the thing that's going to be the future, is what the banks have been working on under the radar. Okay, it says blockchains have killer apps, but this isn't it. And that is the thing right there. They don't want you, to see exactly what they're doing, but they want to know what you're doing. Next up, we have crypto exchange Coinbase asks users to switch USDT for USDC. Now, I use USDC, I use USDT. But I also understand that, in my opinion, that USDT Tether is, they don't have the reserves. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of that, but I am of that opinion. So that is my little disclaimer. Coinbase is waiving conversion fees for users who wish to switch to a trusted stablecoin in a new campaign that highlights the quality of reserves that back Circle USD coin. The events of the past few weeks have put some stablecoins to the test, and we've seen a flight to safety, Coinbase said in a blog post published Friday morning, Asia time. We believe that USDC is a trusted and reputable stablecoin. Coinbase said starting today, it was waiving fees for global retail customers to convert Tether to USDC. Coinbase is a co-founder of USDC. There's a little disclaimer that they throw in there, and it says on-chain data on-chain data that shows USDT is the third most widely traded digital asset on Coinbase, representing 5% of the volume on the exchange, where it currently trades for 99 cents. Days after the FTX collapse, USDT was knocked off its peg and traded as low as 93 cents. The majority of trading pairs on exchanges have returned to $1, though CoinGecko data shows that USDT continues to trade at 99 cents on some pairs at Binance. In late September, the issuing company Tether was ordered by a federal judge court in New York to produce financial records relating to the backing of USDT. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'm going to read that again. In late September, the issuing company Tether was ordered by a federal court judge in New York to produce financial records relating to the backing of USDT. This is separate from the lawsuit before the New York Supreme Court, where CoinDesk is a party to the proceedings, that is asking for the New York Attorney General to release documents it gathered in its investigation into Tether's reserves. Right? Now, we also have some news from Binance, right? So Binance has been hailed as the hero or for sounding the alarm on FTX and FTT and SBF. But let's see what's going on with Binance over here, though. It says Binance suspends account for customers for being unreasonable. The user who goes by CoinMambo on Twitter claims Binance didn't help them get their allegedly stolen funds back. Binance closed the account of a user who took to Twitter to complain the crypto exchange, and CEO CZ Zhao had done little to help them get their funds, get back funds. They say were stolen from their account. The customer now has 3 days to withdraw their funds. The user who goes by CoinMambo on Twitter is according to their profile, a futures trader and crypto investor. The user started tweeting about Binance after claiming to lose funds from their Binance account Tuesday due to a leaked API key that was tied to crypto trading platform 3 Commas, and we'll get into that next. The user said they didn't receive much help from Binance in getting these funds back. And in the meanwhile, Binance claimed the user made threats to the company's customer service team, which led to the suspension. So Binance is not playing around.
You make threats to Binance, they will suspend you. They will give you 3 days to withdraw your crypto off of their platform, right? So, note to self: don't make threats to Binance. 3 commas denies staff members stole API keys. So that's been the thing that they've been saying, that the staff members have stole the API keys. That was circling around on Twitter, and they had to come out. 3 commas had to come out and squash those rumors real quick and let everybody know that their staff members did not steal the API keys. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this article real quick. It says crypto trading firm also rejects the claim that users' API keys were leaked and urges users to file a police report. Crypto trading firm 3 commas has denied its employees stole user API keys, claiming that screenshots circulating on social media are fake, and urging affected users to file police reports to stop the perpetrators from stealing their funds. In the blog post posted on December 11th, 3 commas co-founder and CEO Yuri Sorokin said that fake screenshots of Cloudflare logs are circulating on Twitter and YouTube in an attempt to convince people that there was a vulnerability within 3 commas and that they were irresponsible enough to allow open access to user data and log files. The alleged screenshots intend to show how customers' API keys were exposed in 3 commas dashboard on Cloudflare. In another blog post on December 10th, Sorokin encouraged affected users to file a police report to get their exchange accounts frozen. The faster this is done, the faster exchanges can freeze the accounts of the perpetrators to stop funds from being withdrawn and increase the likelihood that some or all of the funds may be returned to victims. Since the majority of crypto exchanges follow Know Your Customer standards, users are required to provide identity details to trade or withdraw funds. If affected users provide a police report, exchanges will be able to share this information with investigators, noted the company. As reported by Cointelegraph, a crypto trader who goes by CoinMambo on Twitter had his Binance account closed after he complained about lost funds. The leaked API key was tied to a 3 commas account. Both Binance and 3 commas deny any responsibility for the incident. 3 commas claims to have identified evidence of phishing attacks as a contributory factor for thefts. According to the company, the phishing attack started in October with bad actors trying different techniques, Sorokin stated. And he goes on to say, also, we have hard evidence that phishing was at least in some part a contributory factor. We published a blog article here showing many fake 3 comma websites that were created, and some are still live on the internet, despite our best efforts to have them taken down. Exchange API connections older than 90 days are being disabled by the company, right? Now, which leads us back into this. Another finance platform has a flash loan attack. Lodestar, right? So Lodestar is on Arbitrum. So this time on the Arbitrum blockchain. Arbitrum-based lending protocol Lodestar Finance was exploited in a flash loan attack on the 10th of December. The attacker manipulated the price of Plutus DAO's token before borrowing all platform liquidity using the inflated token. In a Twitter thread, Lodestar explained the attack flow. The attacker first manipulated the exchange rate of the contract to 1.83 GLP per PLV GLP, an exploit that by itself would be unprofitable, said the company. Then, the attacker supplied PLV GLP collateral to Lodestar and borrowed all available liquidity, cashing out parts of the funds until the collateralization ratio mechanism prevented a liquidation of the PLV GLP. Following the hack, several holders also took advantage of the opportunity and also cashed out at 1.83 GLP. The hacker was able to burn a little over 3 million in GLP, making profit on the stolen funds on Lodestar, minus the GLP they burned. The attacker made around 5.8 million in profit. Lodestar states that nearly 2.8 million of the GLP was recoverable, which should be used to repay depositors. So, a lot of these, they're not, and these finance sites and these centralized finance sites, they're not really invested in security like that. It seems like, because every other day, every couple of days, you are hearing more and more hacks of these sites and more flash loans. So they need to get this crap together. They need to get it together. Now, let's have the Twitter news. As always, we have a segment of the show that's dedicated to news on Twitter and what we come across on Twitter that we would like to share with our audience here on the Crypto Hangout Network on the Sunday night live stream. So here we have Digital Asset Investor, right? And he posted a clip along here of Mr. Hawkinson in regards to the XRP and the XRP settlement date. It says that they never explained what happened, and it says Mr. Hawkinson says he's heard rumors of a settlement on the 15th of this month. And, Digital Asset Investor, makes an observation that a lot of Bitcoin maxis have been buying XRP a lot lately. And says that Mr. Hawkinson, Charles seems that he's scared. Is XRP going to be the only one with clarity? And shout out to all my XRP holders. I am one. I constantly buy every chance I get. And hopefully you do too, because it is going to be the only one with clarity, and it is going to change lives. So let's hear what they got to say.
I know you're expecting a settlement tomorrow in the lawsuit between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple. The SEC's filing from 2020 alleged that Ripple Labs and two of its executives raised over $1.3 billion through an unregistered digital securities offering. This is a separate case, but your thoughts on whether any of this has the potential to take down other markets like the stock market?
Absolutely, Maria. Well, it goes to your first point. When contagion happens, it's because everything is cross-collateralized and the system at large based on credit is so fragile. So we do see Bitcoin drawing down, and we can see other assets drawing down as people...
This is when they actually flashed that settlement on accident.
With their,
okay, so
cover their margins and their short.
That's the wrong one. I think I got it somewhere else. I may not have posted that clip. But yeah, so we move to the next one we have right here. XRP Lion says XRP Collective, Nasera USA, and XRP USA video is what he's doing on video on this later on. And this right here is the redemption comparison diagram with the Nasera and USA and how XRP will be used in the Nasera Act. If you're not familiar with the Nasera Act, I suggest you look that up and research that and comb over that on your own, and so you can get familiar with what that is. Okay, and read a little bit of this. It says under the Nasera XRP, and it says on September 21, under the guidance of James Valley, co-founder of Val Hill Capital, a preliminary private offer was submitted to the Federal Reserve and U.S. Treasury Department to sell XRP from retail holders at $25,000 per XRP. A second offer was submitted October 21, priced at $37,500. Neither offer received a reply. Early in 2022, new information became available, and James Valley and his team did a re-evaluation to $50,000. As time went on, more information justified increasing XRP's price as the QFS world reserve currency, due to market factors realized yet not public to the general cryptocurrency community, especially retail holders. Now his team has recomputed the real fair market value of XRP for retail holders, and two, the total value of all the money necessary for XRP to tokenize all the global financial markets. Right? Anytime now, and it says here, this will trigger EBS alert. Nasera XRP goes into official effect, which should be completed within 30 days after Nasera USA is completed. The pending events, all global markets are closed. All phones and internets are shut off. Special instructions are sent to phone. 10 days of disclosure, EBS alert. Now, this goes into line with everything that I have been telling all my followers about in my trading groups and on my Facebook groups about how there is going to be a big crash going to come down, and about it's going to all the markets are going to close, and it's going to be bank holidays, etc. And you're going to wake up and digital currency is going to be the new currency. So this falls in line with everything that I've been telling you. Okay. Now, we have here from Crypto Bitcoin Chris. It says, if you position yourself correctly over the next few months, you will never work again. And I agree with him. Totally agree. 100%. Upside is coming on a macro level. Green box time. So this is the halving right here, right? So what do you have in halving? You have a little choppiness, then you have run up. Then it comes back down. So the halving is coming up soon. well, actually 400 some days, right? You have choppiness, and then it will run up, as you can see the pattern. It's not long that you have to wait. 400 and something days go by fast. Now, we had some news too about the CBDC. You know to stay away from that. Hopefully all of our Hangout gang members know why. If not, go back and watch the live stream that we did on the CBD, in the video we did on CBDCs. It says China reveals digital yuan with expiry note where people are forced to spend and not allowed to save. CBDCs are slavery. Bitcoin is freedom. And as you can see, it's a screenshot of the article. And they're not allowing their people to save. So they're issuing the currency and giving them a certain amount of time to spend that currency, all of it. And that is a way to keep people enslaved. So that's a new form of slavery. This is why CBDCs are terrible. Right? And so we have Digital Asset Investor again. He posted this right here. He says that cryptocurrency will be made illegal. This is not a maybe. This is a warning. Nothing is left up to chance. Our world is always planned years in advance. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, and failure is not an option. Allowing additional currencies to exist when the world is only using one would be disruptive, so it will not be tolerated, and it will be easier to stop than you think. The illusion is that Bitcoin, for example, is untouchable. The reality is that it is government controlled through the use of money pools. Any cryptocurrency aiming to be decentralized digital currency will not survive. The one that we will use has already been chosen, and I agree. That's XRP. Everybody knows XRP, right? Everybody knows. And so this news came out too. I forgot to scoot this up on the article. It says Crypto.com CEO has a history of red flags, including bankruptcy and quick exits. So they did research on him, so all the red flags came up now. So, they said that they audited their reserves and they published their proof of reserves and saying that customers were one-to-one basis, meaning the deposits were 100% backed by Crypto.com's reserves. The audit was performed by the Mazars Group, the former accountant for the Trump organization. While no evidence has emerged of wrongdoing at Crypto.com, the year he founded what would become Crypto.com, involved in multi-million-dollar settlement over claims of defective products, corporate bankruptcy, and an e-commerce company that fell shortly after a blowout marketing campaign left sellers unable to access their money. All right. Now we'll go to Michael Saylor. All right. So everybody who wanted to know exactly what Sam Bankman-Fried did and how he what the scam was and how he structured the scam. It was interesting here how Michael Saylor broke it down. He broke it down in layman's terms for the average novice to understand. And so I thought it would be important for us to play this here and bring this to the audience so that you can get a good understanding of why of what happened, during this fiasco, as we say. Right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
That thing in the market, I want to sell the entire position without moving the price.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the traditional world on.
So like he's saying, if you have an asset, you want to sell the asset without. If you have a lot of it, you want to be able to sell it off at different time frames without moving the price. So therefore, you can get the top dollars you can. All right, so that's what he was saying right there. We caught the tail end of that part.
Sure. What Sam did was generated 14 to 16 billion dollars worth of Solana, FTT serum, and then he went shopping for a bank to give him a loan. But he didn't want, you wouldn't get a loan from Goldman Sachs on it. No one's going to borrow you money, at least no non-crypto company. So what he did was he went to himself. He runs a bank called FTX. He applied for a loan from himself. He granted himself the loan.
For a loan from himself.
Well,
right?
secretly applied. He didn't tell anybody, but when they say, well, Alameda had a margin account and the margin position was slightly bigger than I thought, what he means is, they pledged a few $1 billion of air token, gave themselves a $10 billion loan, and they extracted, even if he had pledged 15 billion worth of air token,
Here comes the
giving
scam.
yourself a $10 billion loan
Listen closely.
means that you gave yourself about 100x the collateral value you would have got on a regulated exchange on
Fair
shore.
use. Fair use.
So what he did was, in essence, extract $10 billion of real stuff, dollars, Bitcoin, saleable assets, and he pledged $10 billion worth of air token stuff. And of course, it's a double diabolical thing. Here's the problem. So I create a token. I have 300 million tokens, and then I basically trade it with myself. Like, I give it to you, and you work for me, and you give it back to me. Then I lean on it, so I lever it up 10 to 1. You know, on FTX, you could lever it 20 to 1. Then I borrow your money. You're a depositor, so I take your money. You have $10 million. I lever it up 20 to 1. I have $200 million. I buy my own token. I drive my token up by $5. $5 times 300 million makes me.
Now you see what he did, right? Okay, just make sure y'all paying attention.
1.5 billion in collateral. I post the collateral, and then I withdraw $1 billion of, 100,000 people's money. I put it in Alameda, and then Alameda gives a $3.5 billion loan to Sam, right? He gave $3.3 billion to either himself or his personal family holding company. So here's the diabolical twist.
Whatever dude right there, he was literally made money out of thin air.
I didn't just generate $10 billion of an unregistered security to dump it on the unsuspecting retail. That would take me 500 trading days, dumping 20 million a day, right? He didn't do that. What he did is he generated $10 billion in unregistered security and then just borrowed $10 billion secretly from his depositors, and then went and gambled it, traded it, spent it, lost it. And,
How?
And that is it's particularly impressive.
How do you?
And that's cold-blooded right there. How does somebody, be able to do that? He created his own exchange. He was his own bank. He was his own bank, literally. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. This is why I tell you to custody your own crypto. And if you don't know how, we have videos on the website for that, on the YouTube channel, is to show you how to do that. So if you don't hold your crypto in your own self-custody, you don't own it. Keep that in mind. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Sunday Night Hangout, powered by the Crypto Hangout Network. All right, I'm CryptoCrane. Until next Sunday, we will be live again discussing the news of the week, the chart analysis, and a couple of little snippets for you here and there to keep you encouraged during this bull market. All right, so if you like the content that we provide to you on this here channel, please, by all means, share with your friends. Share on every platform that you can, and subscribe and like and hit that bell notification so you can get notified of the next broadcast and the next video that we upload. Until the next broadcast next Sunday, this is CryptoCrane signing out.